This door here has a little bit of squeaking going on. I did a similar test and I got 71 decibels, but it also has a component that needs to be swapped out because it's almost at complete failure. But when it comes to rollers, they come in a nylon version. That is because the roller itself, compared to the pin, we have a nylon roller and a steel pin, and then a traditional steel, which has a ball bearing there between the pin and the steel roller. So when it comes to the rollers, we already lubricated our hinges. Now on this door, I'm also going to lubricate the hinges, but specifically the rollers. We have the pin going through here and then out to the roller. Do not grease your track. I had an old home where the homeowner greased the track and it just made an absolute mess of things. Now these steel on steel rollers are a little worn out. They have a little bit of wiggle room there on the bearings, but I'm still gonna go ahead and lubricate this all up to see if we can reduce the squeaking. And then we'll go around to each one of these, making sure we don't actually have a failure. One big part of this is just getting eyes on each of these components to make sure you don't have one that needs to be swapped out. So go ahead and use that same lubricant. I'll kind of do a few rounds here. I really want to get between the pin and the roller on that bearing to make sure I fully soak it. And then I'll go around to each one of those again with my rag, making sure I'm cleaning up any overspray or drips that get on the floor. For this one specifically, because we lubricated the other hinges, this one I'll hit the hinges as well before moving on to that failed component. And then one other part for this specific door is the pulley that's up by the garage door. So you should be able to see the middle collar here, and there's quite a bit of gap there in the pulley. What you'd want to see is something like this. Now these are replacement pulleys that you can pick up at pretty much any home improvement store. And I want to directly swap this out because this bearing is completely shot. So this outer pulley is just riding on this inner bushing, and that is causing issues for the door and kind of makes the door jerk, and it eventually be a complete failure. If you have a chain like this garage door opener, which you might if it's a little older, I do prefer belts. Just inherently, they're going to be way quieter than a chain drive. But if you do have a chain, go ahead and take a look at it. Make sure you see some white grease or make sure there's lubrication. I have a few dry spots here, so I'm going to run it through a cycle and then just hit those dry spots. And then I'm going to test things out to see if we've improved this garage door as well. So those are the major components, and this one I ran through a cycle again, and we were able to reduce from 71 decibels originally down to 64, so a nice reduction overall. Just know the chain drives are inherently going to be a little bit louder than your belt drives.